In the heart of East Africa lies a vast and ancient landscape, a place where the horizon seems to stretch into eternity, painted in hues of gold and green as the sun rises over the endless plains. The Serengeti is a living tapestry, woven from the threads of time, where every blade of grass and every distant tree tells a story millions of years in the making. The name Serengeti comes from the Maasai word Siringet, meaning the land of endless plains. Here, the landscape is dominated by vast expanses of open grassland, stretching as far as the eye can see, punctuated only by the occasional silhouette of a lone acacia or the gentle rise of a granite kopje. Spanning over 11,600 square miles across northern Tanzania and reaching into southwestern Kenya, the Serengeti is one of the largest and most intact ecosystems on Earth. It is recognized as one of the 7 natural wonders of Africa, a testament to its ecological significance and breathtaking scale. This is a world teeming with life where the drama of survival plays out every day. The Serengeti is home to the largest terrestrial mammal migration on the planet, as millions of wildebeest, zebras, and gazelles traverse the plains in search of fresh grazing and water, shadowed by predators that rely on this abundance. The Serengeti is not merely a park, it is a fully functioning, self-sustaining ecosystem, one of the oldest and most complex on our planet. Every creature, from the tiniest dung beetle to the towering elephant, plays a vital role in maintaining the delicate balance of this intricate web of life. The grasses themselves are the foundation, supporting vast herds of herbivores, which in turn sustain the predators and scavengers. The sheer scale of the Serengeti is almost beyond comprehension. Its open plains are interspersed with riverine forests, swamps, and woodlands, each providing unique habitats for a multitude of species. Beneath the surface, a network of roots and burrows supports life unseen, from earthworms aerating the soil to termites building towering mounds. In the south, the iconic shortgrass plains are the birthplace of the Great Migration, while to the north, the landscape transforms into acacia-dotted savannas and densely wooded hills. These transitions create a mosaic of habitats, each supporting its own community of plants and animals. This astonishing variety of habitats allows the Serengeti to support more than 70 large mammal species and over 500 types of birds. From the stately giraffe browsing the treetops to the secretive serval stalking through the grass, every niche is filled. Nowhere else on Earth can you witness such a concentration of terrestrial wildlife. The sheer numbers are staggering, hundreds of thousands of animals moving as one, their hooves thundering across the plains, their presence shaping the very land they inhabit. The air is alive with the sounds of the wild, the low, resonant grunts of wildebeest, the distant commanding roar of a lion, the piercing cry of an eagle riding the thermals, and the constant hum of insects. Each sound is a note in the Serengeti's symphony of life. This is a place that has remained largely unchanged for thousands of years, a living window into the world as it once was, before the rise of cities and the spread of humanity. The ancient trees and undisturbed plains offer a glimpse into a primordial earth where nature reigns supreme. The lifeblood of this ecosystem is its cyclical nature, governed by the ever-present patterns of rainfall and drought. The climate here is defined by 2 main seasons, the long rains from March to May and the short rains in November and December. These seasonal shifts transform the landscape, turning dry, cracked earth into a sea of green almost overnight. The arrival of the rains triggers one of the greatest spectacles in the natural world, the migration. Vast herds move in response to the promise of fresh grass and water, their journeys dictated by the rhythm of the seasons. Predators follow, ever watchful as the cycle of life and death continues. The Serengeti is a world in constant motion. Rivers swell and shrink, herds cross treacherous waters, and the landscape itself seems to breathe with the pulse of life. Every migration is a test of endurance, a journey fraught with peril and opportunity. This relentless pursuit of resources drives the entire system, creating a spectacle of movement and life that is unparalleled anywhere else on the globe. Trails etched into the earth by countless hooves tell the story of survival, adaptation, and the unbreakable bond between animal and land. To truly understand the Serengeti, one must grasp its rhythm, the ebb and flow of life, the constant interplay between predator and prey, the resilience of its inhabitants in the face of ever-changing conditions. Every track in the mud, every rustle in the grass, is a testament to the struggle for existence. The geography of the Serengeti is as varied as its animal population. Flat-topped acacia trees dot the plains, their umbrella-like canopies providing shade and shelter. Scattered across the grasslands are kopjes, ancient granite outcrops that rise abruptly from the earth, offering vantage points for predators and safe havens for smaller creatures. These rocky islands in a sea of grass are home to a surprising diversity of life. Hyraxes and klipspringers find refuge among the rocks, while leopards and lions use the elevated vantage points to survey the plains. Even the smallest crevices shelter lizards, insects, and nesting birds. Every feature of this land has a purpose, shaped by millions of years of geological activity and climatic change. The granite kopjes, sculpted by wind and rain, stand as silent witnesses to the passage of time, their surfaces covered in mosses and lichens that thrive in the microclimates they create. It is this rich and diverse environment, shaped by climate, geology, and the endless dance of life, that has allowed for the evolution of a spectacular array of flora and fauna. The Serengeti is a living laboratory, a place where the wonders of the natural world are revealed in every sunrise, every migration, and every quiet moment beneath the acacia trees. In the heart of East Africa, the Serengeti's rhythm is set not by the ticking of clocks, but by the grand sweep of two powerful seasons, the wet and the dry. These alternating cycles are the pulse of the savanna, orchestrating every aspect of life, from the smallest blade of grass to the largest predator stalking the plains. The wet season, typically beginning in March and lasting through May, arrives with dramatic skies and rolling thunder. Heavy clouds gather, releasing torrents of rain that sweep across the plains. Parched earth drinks deeply, and the transformation is almost immediate. Dusty, cracked ground gives way to a lush, emerald expanse as grasses and wildflowers burst forth in a riot of color and life. Waterholes, once little more than muddy depressions, swell and overflow, creating shimmering pools that reflect the stormy sky. The air is thick with the scent of wet earth and blooming acacias. For plants, this is a time of rapid growth. Grasses grow tall and dense, their roots anchoring the soil, while trees and shrubs push out new leaves to capture the abundant sunlight and moisture. The abundance of fresh vegetation draws immense herds of herbivores, wildebeest, zebras, gazelles, and antelope, who gather to feast on the nutrient-rich grasses. This is a season of plenty, when food is easy to find and the landscape teems with life. The southern plains, nourished by volcanic soils, become the stage for one of nature's most spectacular events, the calving of the wildebeest. In a breathtakingly synchronized display, over 500,000 wildebeest calves are born within a matter of weeks. This explosion of new life is a calculated survival strategy. By overwhelming predators with sheer numbers, the herds ensure that many calves will survive their most vulnerable days. Newborn wildebeest are astonishingly precocious. Within 10 minutes of birth, they struggle to their feet, and in less than an hour, they are running with the herd, an essential adaptation for survival on these open, predator-filled plains. The wet season's bounty supports not only the grazers, but also the predators who depend on them. As the rains fade and June approaches, the Serengeti undergoes a dramatic transformation. The once verdant plains begin to dry, their vibrant greens fading to tawny gold. The dry season settles in, stretching from June to October, bringing with it a time of scarcity and challenge. Waterholes shrink and vanish, their muddy banks cracked by the relentless sun. Grasses wither and brown, and the air shimmers with heat. Plants adapt by slowing their growth, conserving precious moisture in their roots and leaves. Some species, like the baobab, store water in their swollen trunks, while others drop their leaves to reduce water loss. For the animals, the dry season is a test of endurance. Grazing becomes difficult as food and water grow scarce. Driven by instinct, vast herds of wildebeest, zebras and antelope begin their epic migration, moving north and west in search of greener pastures and the last remaining water sources. This journey, known as the Great Migration, is one of the most awe-inspiring spectacles on Earth, a moving tapestry of life, stretching as far as the eye can see. The dry season concentrates life around the few remaining water sources. Rivers and waterholes become crowded gathering points, where animals from miles around converge to drink. The competition is fierce and the tension palpable, as every creature is drawn by the same urgent need for water. These oases are also places of great danger. Predators, aware of their prey's vulnerability, lie in wait near the water's edge. Lions, leopards and crocodiles exploit the desperation of the thirsty. Elephants, the savanna's great engineers, use their tusks and trunks to dig deep into dry riverbeds, unearthing hidden water that sustains not only their own families but countless other animals as well. At these precious water sources, a fragile truce is observed. Herbivores and predators alike gather, each alert and wary, driven by the same primal need. The air is thick with tension, as every animal must balance the risk of predation against the necessity of survival. Here, the drama of the Serengeti is played out in its purest form, a delicate balance shaped by the relentless cycles of wet and dry, abundance and scarcity, life and death. The Great Migration is a ceaseless, circular pilgrimage of nearly 2 million animals across the vast Serengeti ecosystem, a phenomenon rightly called one of the greatest wonders of the natural world. Each year, this living river of life surges across the plains, a testament to the relentless drive for survival that shapes every creature's existence. This journey is dictated by the primal need for food and water. As the dry season tightens its grip, herds must constantly search for dwindling waterholes and fresh grazing grounds, their very lives dependent on the shifting patterns of rain and grass. Leading this epic procession are over 1,200,000 wildebeest, their numbers bolstered by around 750,000 zebras and hundreds of thousands of Thompsons and Grant's gazelles. Each species brings its own unique survival strategies to the journey. Zebras, with their powerful jaws and tough teeth, take the lead, grazing on the coarse, tall grasses that few others can manage. Their passage exposes the tender shoots beneath, which the wildebeest eagerly consume. This symbiotic relationship ensures that both species maximize their chances of survival, while gazelles, nimble and alert, pick over the remaining vegetation, making use of what others leave behind. The migration follows a predictable clockwise route dictated by the seasonal rains. From the southern calving grounds, the herds move northwards as the dry season sets in, trekking hundreds of miles toward the permanent waters of the Grumeti and Mara rivers and the lush pastures of Kenya's Masai Mara National Reserve. The journey covers over 500 miles, an arduous trek fraught with peril at every turn. The thunderous roar of millions of hooves pounding the earth is a constant reminder of the raw power and unstoppable force of nature. This migration is the very heartbeat of the Serengeti, circulating nutrients and shaping the landscape as it goes. As the herds graze, they trim the grasses, encouraging new growth. Their droppings fertilize the soil, enriching the plains and ensuring the continued productivity of the grasslands. This constant cycle of grazing and fertilization maintains the health of the savanna, supporting countless other species. The migration is not just a journey, it is a critical process that sustains the entire ecosystem. The grasslands flourish in the wake of the herds, and the cycle of life continues, uninterrupted and eternal. But this abundance draws the attention of the Serengeti's most formidable predators. Lions, hyenas, leopards, and cheetahs all depend on the predictable movement of prey. Each predator has evolved its own hunting strategies. Lions use teamwork and stealth to ambush the herds. Hyenas rely on endurance and pack coordination. Leopards strike from cover, and cheetahs use explosive speed to chase down the vulnerable. The migration supports a higher density of predators here than anywhere else in Africa, creating a dynamic and perfectly balanced food web. The daily routines of predator and prey are locked in a constant dance of survival. Herds must remain ever vigilant, while predators must seize every opportunity. The journey is one of constant challenge. The animals face exhaustion, starvation, and dehydration under the relentless African sun. The young, the old, and the weak are the first to fall, becoming easy targets for the ever-watchful predators that shadow the herds. Calves must learn to stand and run within minutes of birth, or risk being left behind. Every day brings a new test of endurance. Hyenas and lions stalk the periphery of the herds, searching for any sign of weakness. Cheetahs, ever watchful, wait for the moment a straggler breaks away, then unleash their speed in a deadly pursuit. The herds respond with tight formations, using numbers and vigilance to protect the vulnerable. River crossings are among the most perilous moments. Wildebeest and zebras must brave strong currents and the lurking jaws of crocodiles, which wait patiently for the chaos of the crossing. The panic and confusion can separate mothers from calves, and many are swept away or fall prey to the predators below. Survival depends on a range of strategies. Gazelles rely on their keen senses and agility, bounding away at the first sign of danger. Wildebeest often form defensive circles, adults shielding the young in the center. Zebras use their stripes to confuse predators and their powerful kicks to defend themselves. Daily routines are shaped by the need for constant vigilance. Herds drink cautiously at waterholes, always scanning for danger. Rest comes in brief, uneasy shifts, with some animals standing guard while others sleep. The instinct to survive is ever present, guiding every movement and decision. Environmental challenges are relentless. Sudden storms can turn the plains to mud, making travel treacherous and exhausting. Droughts parch the land, forcing the herds to travel even farther in search of sustenance. Yet the animals press on, driven by instincts honed over countless generations. For the migrating animals, there is no rest and no respite. Survival depends on constant vigilance, cooperation, and the strength to keep moving forward. Each day is a battle, each night a test, and only the fittest and most adaptable will see the journey's end, propelled by an ancient instinct and the unbreakable will to survive. Of all the obstacles faced during the Great Migration, none is more dramatic or more deadly than the crossing of the Mara River. But for the animals of the savannah, the river is only one of many ultimate tests of courage that define their existence. This formidable waterway, which snakes its way through the northern Serengeti and into the Masai Mara, represents the final and most dangerous barrier in the herd's quest for fresh grazing lands. The river's steep, slippery banks and powerful currents present a significant challenge in themselves, demanding both strength and resolve from every animal that attempts the crossing. Yet beneath the murky surface, an even greater threat awaits. The Nile crocodile, the undisputed king of the African river. These ancient reptiles lie in wait, perfectly camouflaged for this annual feast to arrive at their doorstep. For the wildebeest and zebra, the courage to face these predators is a matter of survival, a test that only the boldest and luckiest will pass. The build-up to a crossing is a spectacle of tension and indecision. Thousands of wildebeest amass on the riverbanks, their nervous grunts filling the air. They pace back and forth, hesitating for hours, sometimes even days, as the pressure from the herds behind them builds. The instinct to cross is powerful, but so is the fear of the dangers that lie within the water. Finally, driven by desperation or the bold leap of a single individual, the dam of fear breaks. In a chaotic explosion of movement, the animals plunge into the river, creating a churning mass of bodies, flailing limbs and desperate cries as they struggle to reach the opposite bank. For the Nile crocodiles, this is a time of unparalleled bounty. These colossal predators, some growing up to 20 feet long and weighing over 2,200 pounds, are armed with one of the most powerful bites in the animal kingdom at an astonishing 5,000 psi. They launch themselves through the water with terrifying speed, snatching unsuspecting wildebeest and zebras in their immense jaws. The struggle is often brief but brutal as the crocodile drags its victim underwater to drown it. The river turns into a frenzied scene of survival and death, a raw and visceral display of the predator-prey relationship at its most intense. Yet, even for those that manage to evade the crocodiles, the crossing is far from guaranteed. The sheer panic and chaos of the crossing can be just as deadly. Many animals, especially the young and inexperienced, are trampled in the stampede or swept away by the river's strong currents. The steep and muddy banks on the far side present one final exhausting challenge. Those that successfully make it to the other side are the strong, the lucky, and the resilient. They have passed the ultimate test, but their journey is far from over. They must continue their relentless march, leaving behind the fallen to nourish the river's ecosystem. But the Mara River is only one arena where courage is tested. Across the savannah, predators and prey alike face daily trials that demand bravery and determination. For the lion, courage is found in the hunt, stalking through tall grass, risking injury to bring down powerful prey, and defending a hard-won meal from rival predators. For the lioness, it is also the courage to defend her territory and her cubs from intruders, to stand her ground against hyenas or other lions that threaten her family. Cheetahs, the fastest hunters on land, must summon courage not only to chase down fleet-footed antelope, but also to protect their vulnerable cubs from lurking dangers. Every hunt is a gamble, every meal a victory snatched from the jaws of hunger and competition. Hyenas, too, must defend their clan's territory and their young, facing off against lions and other hyenas in fierce confrontations. For the mothers of the migration, wildebeest, zebra, and countless others, courage is woven into every moment. They must shield their young from predators, guide them across treacherous rivers, and teach them the skills of survival. A wildebeest mother will risk her life to defend her calf from a crocodile or a lion, while a zebra stallion will fight off rivals to protect his herd. Young animals face their own tests of courage. Lion cubs and cheetah cubs must learn to stalk and hunt, practicing their skills under the watchful eyes of their mothers. Calves and foals must find the strength to stand and run within moments of birth or risk being left behind. The journey is perilous, and not all will survive, but each act of bravery shapes the next generation. The savannah is a land where courage is not a choice, but a necessity. Every day animals must confront the unknown, whether it is a river teeming with crocodiles, a rival defending its territory, or the relentless pursuit of predators. In this wild and unforgiving world, survival belongs to those who face their fears and rise to the challenge again and again. At the very top of the Serengeti's intricate food web sits the lion, the undisputed monarch of the savannah. With their imposing presence and thunderous roars, lions command respect from all other predators and prey alike. Lions are unique among big cats for their social nature, living in tightly knit family groups known as prides. These prides are complex societies, often consisting of several related females, their cubs, and a coalition of dominant males. The social bonds within a pride are reinforced through grooming, play, and cooperative care of the young. This unity is the cornerstone of their dominance, allowing them to defend vast territories and raise their cubs in relative safety. Lionesses, smaller and more agile than their male counterparts, are the pride's primary hunters. Their cooperation is legendary. Each lioness knows her role, whether it's flanking, driving, or ambushing prey. During a hunt, lionesses communicate with subtle cues, flicks of the tail, low growls, and silent glances. They fan out, encircling herds of wildebeest or buffalo, then launch a coordinated attack using the element of surprise and overwhelming force. In the final moments, a lioness can explode into a sprint, reaching speeds up to 50 miles per hour, though only for a few seconds. This burst of speed is often the difference between a successful hunt and an empty belly. The pride's males, with their imposing manes and muscular frames, serve as guardians. They patrol the boundaries, marking territory with scent and sound. Their roars, which can be heard over 5 miles away, are both a warning to rivals and a rallying call to their own pride. While lions reign over the open plains, the elusive leopard is the silent ruler of the woodlands and rocky kopjes. Solitary by nature, leopards avoid direct confrontation with lions and hyenas, relying instead on stealth and cunning. Masters of camouflage, leopards melt into the dappled shadows of trees and undergrowth. Their solitary existence demands a different set of skills: patience, silence, and the ability to vanish in an instant. The leopard's spotted coat is a marvel of evolution, breaking up its outline and allowing it to approach prey undetected, sometimes within a few feet before launching a lightning-fast attack. After a successful kill, a leopard's immense strength is revealed. It can hoist prey much heavier than itself high into the branches out of reach of scavengers. This remarkable feat ensures its meal remains safe from both lions and hyenas. Below, hungry lions and hyenas often circle, hoping for a dropped morsel, but the leopard's vigilance and agility keep it one step ahead, allowing it to feed in relative peace. Leopards are the ultimate opportunists, preying on everything from birds and rodents to gazelles and impala. Their adaptability allows them to thrive in a variety of habitats, and their hunting helps regulate populations of numerous species. The spotted hyena, often misunderstood, is one of the Serengeti's most formidable and intelligent predators. Their reputation as mere scavengers belies their true nature. Hyenas are skilled hunters, capable of bringing down large prey through endurance and teamwork. Their hunts are relentless, often lasting for miles as they pursue their quarry to exhaustion. Hyena society is matriarchal, with clans led by a dominant female. These clans can number up to 80 individuals, each with a defined rank and role. Social bonds are maintained through vocalizations, grooming, and complex interactions. During hunts, hyenas coordinate with remarkable precision, using vocal signals and body language to outmaneuver their prey. Their stamina allows them to run for long distances, wearing down even the swiftest animals. Their powerful jaws can crush bones with ease, extracting every last bit of nutrition from a carcass. This efficiency leaves little waste, making hyenas vital recyclers in the ecosystem. The rivalry between lions and hyenas is fierce and unending. Both species compete for territory and food, leading to dramatic confrontations. A pride of lions may drive off a hyena clan, but hyenas, with their numbers and persistence, often return to challenge the lions for a share of the spoils. The lion, the leopard, and the hyena, each a master of its domain, are locked in a perpetual dance of competition and coexistence. Their interactions shape the very fabric of the Serengeti, influencing the behavior and survival of countless other species. By preying on herbivores, these predators keep populations in check, preventing overgrazing and maintaining the delicate balance of the grasslands. Their presence ensures that the ecosystem remains vibrant and diverse. Predators typically target the weakest, oldest, or sickest individuals, acting as agents of natural selection. This process strengthens prey populations, ensuring that only the fittest survive to pass on their genes. The result is a healthier, more resilient population of herbivores, better equipped to withstand the challenges of life on the plains. The endless interplay of rivalry, cooperation, and survival among lions, leopards, and hyenas has shaped the Serengeti for millennia. Their ongoing struggle and balance are the heartbeat of this wild, untamed land, an eternal testament to the power and beauty of nature's design. The African elephant, the largest land animal on Earth, is a true giant of the Serengeti. Towering over the grasslands, these magnificent creatures are not only impressive in size, but also in their intelligence and social complexity. Elephants live in tightly knit matriarchal family groups, each led by an experienced female known as the matriarch. She guides her family, often consisting of daughters, sisters, and their young, across vast distances in search of food and water, her memory and wisdom crucial for the survival of the herd. Within these family groups, elephants display remarkable bonds. They communicate through a range of vocalizations, from low-frequency rumbles that travel for miles to trumpets and gentle purrs. Touch is equally important. Trunks entwine in greeting, and mothers comfort their calves with gentle caresses. Calves are cared for not only by their mothers, but by other females in the group, known as allamothers, who help protect and nurture the young. An adult elephant can consume hundreds of pounds of vegetation each day, stripping leaves, bark, and branches from trees and shrubs. Their immense size demands vast quantities of food and water, up to 80 gallons in a single day. Their trunks, with over 40,000 muscles, are versatile tools for feeding, drinking, and social interaction. As they move through the landscape, elephants act as ecosystem engineers. Their massive bodies push through dense bush, creating pathways that benefit countless other animals. During droughts, they dig into dry riverbeds with their tusks and trunks, unearthing water that sustains not only their own herd, but also antelope, birds, and even predators. Their dung, rich in seeds, is scattered across the savanna, helping to regenerate plant life and providing food for insects and small mammals. The very presence of elephants shapes the savanna. By toppling trees and clearing brush, they maintain the open grasslands that so many species depend on, from grazing antelope to swift predators. Towering above the plains is the Maasai giraffe, the tallest mammal on Earth. With legs and necks that can reach astonishing lengths, adult giraffes may stand over 16 feet tall, their heads rising above the acacia canopy. This extraordinary height gives giraffes a unique vantage point. They can spot distant predators and communicate with other giraffes across the plains, their long necks swaying gracefully as they move. Their height also grants access to a food source few others can reach. Giraffes browse on the tender leaves and buds at the tops of acacia trees, using their prehensile lips and long, agile tongues to pluck foliage from between sharp thorns. This feeding strategy allows giraffes to avoid direct competition with other herbivores, such as zebras and antelope, who graze on grasses and lower shrubs. Their 20-inch prehensile tongues are perfectly adapted for the task, tough and dexterous enough to strip leaves from even the most heavily armored branches. Despite their gentle appearance, giraffes are always alert. Mothers vigilantly guard their calves, who are vulnerable to predators in their first months of life. The herd's height and keen eyesight help them spot danger from afar. When threatened, a giraffe's powerful kick can be deadly, capable of breaking the jaw or ribs of a lion. This formidable defense deters most would-be attackers, making adult giraffes a rare target for even the boldest predators. In stark contrast to the deliberate movements of elephants and giraffes is the cheetah, the embodiment of speed and agility. With a slender, lightweight frame, long legs and a flexible spine, the cheetah is built for explosive acceleration. The cheetah is the fastest land animal on the planet, capable of reaching speeds up to 60 miles per hour in mere seconds. Its long tail acts as a rudder, helping it balance and change direction at high speed. This explosive burst of speed is the cheetah's primary weapon. It relies on stealth to approach its prey, then launches a lightning-fast chase, often targeting the swift and agile gazelles of the plains. Unlike lions or hyenas, cheetahs are solitary hunters. Each individual must rely on its own senses and skills, using the tall grass for cover and launching a short, intense sprint to bring down prey. Their preferred targets, Thompson's and Grant's gazelles, are themselves masters of speed and agility. The cheetah's specialization comes at a cost. Its lightweight build and small jaws mean it cannot defend its kill from larger predators. After a successful hunt, a cheetah must eat quickly before hyenas, lions, or even vultures arrive to steal its hard-won meal. Elephants, giraffes, and cheetahs, each with their own remarkable adaptations, demonstrate the diversity of life in the Serengeti. Their lives are woven into the fabric of the ecosystem, each playing a vital role in maintaining the balance of this wild landscape. The elephant's engineering skills create new habitats and resources. The giraffe's specialized diet allows it to thrive where others cannot. The cheetah's breathtaking speed ensures its place as one of the savanna's most formidable hunters. The gazelles, too, are extraordinary. Their slender bodies and powerful legs make them some of the fastest animals on Earth, able to evade even the swiftest predators. Thompson's gazelles perform a unique high-bouncing leap called stotting, springing into the air to display their fitness. This behavior may signal to predators that the chase is not worth the effort, conserving energy for both hunter and hunted. In this intricate web of life, every creature has carved out its own niche, from the mighty elephant to the fleet-footed cheetah. Each animal's adaptations and behaviors are a testament to the relentless drive for survival in the wild heart of the Serengeti. The plains zebra, with its iconic black and white striped coat, is a constant and charismatic presence in the Serengeti. These stripes are as unique as fingerprints, with no two zebras sharing the same pattern. In the shimmering heat of the savanna, the stripes create a mesmerizing effect, blending individuals into a living, moving tapestry. More than just a beautiful pattern, their stripes serve several important functions. The bold contrast disrupts the outline of each animal, making it difficult for predators to focus on a single target, especially when the herd is in motion. In a large, moving herd, the mass of stripes can confuse predators, making it difficult for a lion to single out an individual target. When threatened, zebras will bunch together, their bodies pressed close, creating a dazzling blur of stripes that can disorient even the most experienced hunter. The stripes may also play a role in social recognition, allowing zebras to identify one another within the herd. They are highly social animals, often seen grooming, nuzzling, and swishing their tails to keep biting flies at bay. This close-knit behavior strengthens bonds and helps maintain group cohesion. Zebras are a crucial component of the Great Migration, acting as the pioneers who graze on the tougher, less nutritious grasses, preparing the way for the wildebeest. Their migration is a spectacle of endurance and instinct as they travel hundreds of kilometers in search of fresh grazing and water, braving rivers, predators, and the harsh elements. Their strong family bonds and herd structure provide safety in numbers on the open plains. Within the herd, family groups called harems are led by a dominant stallion who fiercely protects his mares and foals from rivals and predators alike. One of the most formidable and respected animals in Africa is the Cape buffalo. With their massive, muscular bodies and sweeping horns, they command respect from all who share the plains. As one of the Big Five, these powerful bovines are known for their unpredictable nature and immense strength. Their herds can number in the hundreds, moving together with a sense of unity and purpose. They live in large herds, a defensive strategy that offers protection from predators. The sheer size and density of the group make it difficult for lions to isolate a single buffalo. When threatened, a herd will form a protective circle around the vulnerable young and old, facing outwards with a wall of sharp horns. This coordinated defense is a testament to their intelligence and social structure. An angry buffalo is one of the most dangerous animals a predator can face, and even entire prides of lions will think twice before attacking a healthy adult. Their aggression is legendary, and they have been known to chase off or even injure would-be attackers. During the heat of the day, buffalo are often found wallowing in mud, which helps to cool them down and provides a protective layer against parasites. This behavior also strengthens social bonds, as individuals often wallow together. A story of hope and resilience in the Serengeti is that of the black rhinoceros. These solitary giants are rarely seen, moving quietly through the bush with their calves at their side. These magnificent, prehistoric-looking creatures were once hunted to the brink of local extinction for their valuable horns. Today, they are a symbol of survival, their presence a testament to the wild heart of Africa. Black rhinos are largely solitary and territorial animals, browsing on leaves and shrubs. Their prehensile upper lip allows them to grasp twigs and foliage with remarkable dexterity, shaping the landscape as they feed. In the early morning or late afternoon, rhinos can be seen at waterholes, drinking or wallowing in the mud. Calves stay close to their mothers, learning the paths and habits that will one day help them survive alone. The sight of a black rhino silhouetted against the sunrise is a rare and powerful reminder of both the fragility of nature and the resilience of these ancient animals. Together, these horned and striped herbivores form the backbone of the Serengeti's grazing community. Their presence shapes the ecosystem, influencing the growth of grasses and the movement of other species. Each species has a slightly different diet and grazing preference, which reduces competition and allows the landscape to support such a vast number of animals. Zebras favor the coarse, long grasses. Buffalo can digest the toughest vegetation, and rhinos browse on shrubs and woody plants. The zebra's preference for long grass, the wildebeests for medium-length shoots, and the gazelles for the shortest blades and herbs creates a sequence of grazing that benefits all. As zebras move through, they trim the tall grass, making way for wildebeest, who in turn prepare the ground for gazelles. The buffalo, with their ability to digest tough, fibrous vegetation, can thrive in areas other grazers might avoid. Their powerful jaws and complex stomachs allow them to extract nutrients from the driest, most unpalatable grasses. This intricate partitioning of resources is a masterful example of how nature maintains balance and supports such a breathtaking abundance of life. The interactions between zebras, buffalo, rhinos, and countless other species create a living mosaic, each animal playing its part in the grand design of the Serengeti. The Serengeti, with its vast golden plains and timeless beauty, is a living tapestry woven from the delicate balance of its animal inhabitants and the land itself. Yet, beneath this breathtaking surface, the ecosystem is undergoing profound changes that ripple through every species and every corner of the savanna. The most pressing challenge is the shifting climate. As temperatures rise, the Serengeti experiences longer, harsher droughts. Waterholes that once teemed with life now shrink and vanish, forcing herds of wildebeest, zebra, and antelope to travel ever greater distances in search of water and grazing. The ancient rhythm of the Great Migration, a spectacle that has shaped the land for millennia, is being disrupted. Animals must adapt to unpredictable rainfall, altered grass growth, and the constant threat of dehydration. The fragmentation of habitats further complicates survival. Natural corridors that once allowed free movement for elephants, gazelles, and predators are now constricted. Migration routes become perilous, with animals forced into bottlenecks where resources are scarce and competition is fierce. The loss of these vital pathways can lead to isolated populations, reducing genetic diversity and making species more vulnerable to disease and environmental stress. The consequences of these environmental changes are starkly visible. During severe droughts, weakened animals succumb to thirst and hunger, their carcasses a grim testament to the unforgiving conditions. Elephants, with their immense need for water, are especially at risk, while rhinos and lions face new threats as their territories shrink and prey becomes scarce. The balance between predator and prey is thrown into turmoil, affecting the entire food web. In response, the Serengeti's wildlife has demonstrated remarkable resilience. Some species alter their migration timing, while others shift their ranges to exploit new resources. Predators adapt their hunting strategies, and herbivores change their grazing patterns, all in a bid to survive in a landscape that is constantly evolving. Conservation efforts focused on the needs of the animals and the integrity of the ecosystem are crucial. The establishment of protected areas has provided sanctuaries where wildlife can thrive, free from many external pressures. These reserves safeguard critical habitats, maintain migration corridors, and preserve the intricate web of life that defines the Serengeti. Innovative ecological management strategies are also making a difference. Artificial waterholes are created and maintained during times of extreme drought, providing lifelines for countless animals. Careful monitoring of key species helps conservationists understand population trends and respond to emerging threats, ensuring that interventions are timely and effective. The Serengeti's future depends on the continued health of its animal populations and the preservation of its ecological processes. Every wildebeest that crosses the plains, every lion that stalks the grass, and every elephant that roams the woodlands is a vital thread in the fabric of this extraordinary wilderness. By focusing on the needs of wildlife and the integrity of the ecosystem, conservation in the Serengeti strives to maintain the natural cycles that have defined this land for ages. The ongoing efforts to protect water sources, restore habitats, and ensure safe passage for migrating herds are all part of a comprehensive vision to safeguard the Serengeti's irreplaceable natural heritage for generations of animals yet to come. The Serengeti is not merely a vast expanse of land dotted with animals and scattered trees. It is a living, breathing testament to the intricate web of life that has evolved over millions of years. Every blade of grass, every acacia tree, and every animal, great or small, plays a vital role in maintaining the delicate balance of this ecosystem. The Serengeti stands as a global treasure, a living library of evolution, where the stories of survival, adaptation, and interdependence are written into the very soil. It is a barometer for the health of our planet, reflecting the state of the natural world far beyond its borders. Here the predator-prey dynamics are on full display, with lions, cheetahs, and leopards relying on the vast herds of wildebeest, zebras, and gazelles. The Great Migration, a breathtaking spectacle of movement and survival, is not just a display of numbers, but a demonstration of the interconnectedness of all species, each animal's fate intertwined with the rains, the grasses, and the presence of other creatures. The Serengeti is one of the last places on Earth where nature can be witnessed on such a grand, unspoiled scale. Its landscapes stretch endlessly, offering sanctuary to countless species, from the smallest insects to the largest mammals. The survival of the Serengeti is not just a matter of preserving wildlife for its own sake. It is essential for the health of the entire planet. The Serengeti's grasslands store carbon, regulate water cycles, and support a diversity of life that is unrivaled. The intricate relationships between plants, herbivores, and predators create a resilient system that sustains itself through constant change. Protecting the future of this magnificent place is a responsibility that extends to every corner of the globe. The Serengeti's wildlife does not exist in isolation. Migratory birds travel thousands of miles, connecting continents, while the genetic diversity found here is a reservoir for the world's future. Every species, from the mighty elephant to the industrious dung beetle, contributes to the health of the ecosystem. Scavengers recycle nutrients, grazers shape the landscape, and predators keep populations in balance. The rivers that wind through the Serengeti are lifelines, supporting aquatic life and providing water for all who dwell here. The health of these waterways is intimately tied to the well-being of the entire region. Yet, the Serengeti faces mounting threats, from shifting climate patterns that alter rainfall and grass growth, to the encroachment of invasive species and diseases that can ripple through the food web. The resilience of the Serengeti's wildlife is constantly tested. Each challenge faced by one species can have cascading effects, impacting countless others in ways both seen and unseen. The Serengeti's continued existence depends on the strength of these connections. The migration of the wildebeest, for example, not only feeds predators but also fertilizes the land, supports scavengers, and shapes the very structure of the ecosystem. The presence of large herbivores maintains open grasslands, allowing countless other species to thrive. The movements and behaviors are woven into the fabric of the Serengeti, each action echoing through the ages. The path forward for the Serengeti must be one of respect for these ancient relationships. It means understanding the needs of predators and prey alike, and ensuring that the cycles of life and death continue undisturbed. It means allowing the great herds to roam, the predators to hunt, and the scavengers to clean the land, just as they have for millennia. Even the smallest creatures, pollinators, insects, and microbes, are essential, supporting the growth of plants and the health of the soil. The Serengeti is a mosaic of life, where every organism, no matter how humble, has a role to play. The diversity of life here is a testament to the power of nature's creativity and resilience. The success of conservation efforts, such as the recovery of the black rhino and the protection of endangered wild dogs, shows that with dedication and understanding, species can be pulled back from the brink. These victories must be multiplied, for every threatened species is a thread in the tapestry of the Serengeti. The fate of the Serengeti rests on the strength of its natural connections, the unbroken chains of life that stretch from the smallest insect to the largest mammal. To protect the Serengeti is to safeguard a living masterpiece, a place where the wild spirit of our planet endures. It is a responsibility that transcends borders and generations, a call to honor the natural world and the wonders it holds. We must ensure that the endless plains remain a sanctuary for all who call it home, that the thunderous passage of the Great Migration continues to shake the earth, and that the roar of the lion echoes across the savannah for generations to come. By protecting the Serengeti, we are not just saving an ecosystem, we are preserving a fundamental part of the world's natural heritage, keeping alive the wild spirit that has shaped life on Earth for eons. The time to act is now, to ensure that these plains remain endless, wild, and teeming with life forever. As the sun sinks below the endless horizon and the golden grasses fade into dusky blue, the Serengeti transforms. Darkness settles, and with it a new world awakens, one ruled by shadows, whispers, and the silent choreography of nocturnal life. The air cools, and the wind carries unfamiliar scents. In the hush, a symphony of sounds begins, the distant whoop of a hyena, the deep, rolling rumble of a lion's roar, and the haunting calls of night birds echoing through the acacia trees. Every sound is a signal, every silence a warning. For many creatures, night is not a time of rest, but of opportunity. Stealthy leopards emerge from their daytime refuge, their rosette-spotted coats blending seamlessly with the dappled moonlight. They move with ghostly precision, eyes glinting as they stalk prey hidden in the tall grass. Nearby, the spotted hyena's cackling laughter signals a successful hunt or a challenge to a rival pack. The smaller denizens of the night are just as busy. Bush babies leap between branches, their oversized eyes reflecting starlight as they search for insects and fruit. The aardvark, shy and solitary, shuffles through the undergrowth in pursuit of termites, its long snout probing the earth. In the open plains, herds of wildebeest and zebra cluster together, their ears twitching at every rustle. Vulnerable in the darkness, they rely on numbers and vigilance to survive the prowling predators. The grass itself seems to breathe, alive with the movements of countless rodents, insects, and reptiles, each playing their part in the nocturnal web. Owls glide silently overhead, wings beating without a sound as they hunt for scurrying mice. The nightjar's cryptic plumage hides it from view, even as it swoops to catch moths in the cool air. Every species has adapted to the challenges and opportunities the darkness brings. Survival at night demands more than strength. It requires patience, keen senses, and the ability to disappear into the landscape. Some animals change their routines, emerging only after dusk to avoid the heat and competition of the day. Others, like the civet and genet, prowl the forest edges, their presence known only by the flash of eyes in the beam of moonlight. The Serengeti's nocturnal world is one of contrasts. Intense stillness interrupted by sudden bursts of movement, deep silence broken by primal calls. It is a realm where ancient instincts rule, and every creature must navigate the delicate balance between hunger and fear. As dawn approaches and the first hints of light brush the horizon, the night's drama draws to a close. Some have found food, others safety, and a few will not see the sunrise. Yet, as the Serengeti awakens once more, the cycle of life continues, endlessly weaving day into night and night back into day. In these hidden hours, the Serengeti reveals its deepest mysteries. Here, in the shadows and silence, the wild heart of Africa beats on, undisturbed, untamed, and unforgettable. Beneath the mighty herds and prowling predators, another world thrives, one often overlooked yet vital to the Serengeti's survival. Here, at ground level and beneath the soil, insects, reptiles, and amphibians quietly shape the destiny of the plains. Tiny termites labor tirelessly, building towering mounds that dot the landscape. These structures are more than homes. They regulate temperature, enrich the soil, and provide shelter for countless other creatures. Dung beetles roll their precious cargo across the savanna, recycling waste and nourishing the earth, ensuring the grasses grow lush for grazers above. Reptiles, too, play their part with silent efficiency. The agile agama lizard basks on sun-warmed rocks, snapping up insects with lightning speed. Camouflaged skinks slither through the leaf litter, their scales glinting in the dappled light, while the stealthy puff adder lies in wait, blending perfectly with the sandy ground, ready to strike at unsuspecting prey. As dusk falls and the air grows moist, amphibians emerge from burrows and riverbanks. The African bullfrog's deep croak echoes across the floodplains, signaling the start of a new breeding season. Tiny reed frogs cling to swaying grasses, their jewel-toned bodies both beautiful and a warning to would-be predators. These small creatures are fundamental links in the Serengeti's food web. They pollinate flowers, control pests, and break down organic matter, turning decay into life. In turn, they provide nourishment for birds, mammals, and even one another, an endless cycle of energy and renewal. Adaptation is their secret. Some insects mimic leaves or bark, vanishing from sight to escape hungry eyes. Certain frogs can survive months without water, burrowing deep and waiting for the rains to return. Reptiles, cold-blooded and resourceful, regulate their body temperature by shifting between sun and shadow, thriving where others cannot. Without these unsung architects, the balance of the Serengeti would falter. They are the quiet engineers and recyclers, the hidden pulse beneath the surface, ensuring that life here remains resilient and abundant. In the grand tapestry of the Serengeti, every creature, no matter how small, plays a part. Together, they sustain the wild heart of this extraordinary land, reminding us that true strength lies in the interconnectedness of all things. As the Serengeti's sky transforms with each passing season, so too does the living tapestry beneath, an ever-changing canvas painted by the region's extraordinary plant life. With the first breath of rain, dry grasslands awaken in a surge of emerald, and wildflowers burst forth in a riot of color, carpeting the plains as far as the eye can see. Acacia trees unfurl delicate leaves, their canopies shimmering in the golden light, while baobabs stand as ancient sentinels, storing life-giving water within their swollen trunks. This seasonal transformation is more than a spectacle. It is a signal to the wild inhabitants of the Serengeti. Grazers like wildebeest, zebra, and gazelle follow the greening grass, drawn by the promise of fresh nourishment. Birds flock to the blooming shrubs, feasting on nectar and the insects that pollinate these vibrant blossoms. The cycles of flowering and fruiting are perfectly timed. As figs ripen in the heat, baboons and hornbills gather, dispersing seeds and ensuring the next generation of trees. Beneath the surface, roots weave a hidden network, stabilizing the soil and channeling precious moisture. Hardy succulents and resilient grasses endure the dry months, their seeds lying dormant until the rains return. Even in the harshest drought, some plants bloom defiantly, offering a lifeline to insects and small mammals in need. Symbiosis is woven into every branch and bloom. Thorny acacias provide shelter for ants, which defend the tree from hungry herbivores in return. Creepers and vines climb toward the sun, using trees for support while offering food and shelter to countless creatures. The Serengeti's flora and fauna abound in an intricate dance, each dependent on the rhythms of the other, each shaping the world they share. In this world without walls, every petal, leaf and blade of grass plays its part in the endless cycle of life. The Serengeti's seasons are written in green and gold, in blossoms and thorns, in the silent agreements between plant and animal. Here, on this living canvas, nature's harmony is both delicate and unbreakable, a testament to the power of connection and renewal. Above the sun-baked plains, silent wings cast fleeting shadows. Vultures, marabou storks, and a host of other avian scavengers soaring high on thermals. These unheralded guardians of the Serengeti play a vital role in the vast web of life, ensuring the land remains healthy and disease-free. When predators have finished their feast and the last hyena has wandered off, the clean-up crew arrives. Vultures, with their keen eyesight, spot the smallest sign of a meal from miles away. They descend in swirling flocks, their presence commanding respect and order, even among the chaos of the wild. Each species brings its own specialty. The white-backed vulture tears away tough hides, while the hooded vulture's slender beak deftly cleans out the smallest scraps. The powerful marabou stork joins the banquet, its formidable bill cracking bones and scattering the last remains. Nothing is wasted. This relentless efficiency does more than clear the land of decay. By swiftly consuming carrion, these birds halt the spread of disease, protecting grazers, predators, and even the smallest insects from harmful bacteria. Their work recycles nutrients back into the soil, nourishing the grasses and trees that sustain the entire ecosystem. Yet, the life of a scavenger is not without peril. Competition is fierce, and survival demands constant vigilance. But their persistence is rewarded, for in their tireless work lies the Serengeti's promise of renewal. In the shadows of acacia trees and beneath the open sky, the avian scavengers keep the cycle unbroken. They are the unsung custodians of balance, quietly shaping the fate of the wild. As the sun dips below the horizon, their silhouettes linger, a reminder that every creature, seen or unseen, has a purpose in the grand design of the Serengeti. Beneath the rippling surfaces of the Serengeti's rivers and lakes, an unseen world thrives in perpetual motion. Here, life has evolved to meet the challenges of ever-changing waters, where droughts shrink banks and floods turn trickles into torrents. Schools of tilapia and catfish dart through submerged roots, their streamlined bodies built for swift escapes from lurking predators like crocodiles. Some fish, such as the lungfish, possess the remarkable ability to breathe air, burrowing deep into mud and entering a state of suspended animation during the dry season, awaiting the rains that will awaken the waterways once more. Amphibians, too, have mastered the art of adaptation. Reed frogs cling to water reeds, their skin shifting color to blend with sun-dappled shallows. African bullfrogs burrow into the moist earth, sealed in a cocoon of mucus to survive the harshest droughts, re-emerging with the first rumble of thunder. The aquatic plants here are more than mere scenery. They are the architects of underwater havens. Papyrus and water lilies anchor the banks, their roots filtering sediments, and their broad leaves sheltering tiny fish and tadpoles from the blazing sun above and the hungry beaks below. Algae bloom with the rains, fueling a surge of microscopic life that forms the base of the aquatic food web. Each adaptation tells a story of survival and resilience. Together, these hidden inhabitants form a living tapestry, a vital, dynamic world that sustains countless creatures both in and out of the water. In the Serengeti's rivers and lakes, the currents of life flow on, quietly shaping the fate of the wild. Each year, a breathtaking spectacle unfolds across the vast Serengeti, the Great Migration. Over 1 million wildebeest, joined by hundreds of thousands of zebra and gazelle, embark on a relentless journey in search of fresh grazing and life-giving water. Their path is dictated by the rhythm of the rains and the promise of renewal, guiding them in a circular route that spans nearly 200 miles. The journey begins in the southern grasslands, where the herds gather and calves are born amid the safety of numbers. As the dry season tightens its grip, the land transforms, pastures wither and waterholes recede, driving the animals northward in a surging tide of hooves and dust. Along the way, peril lurks at every turn. Rivers swollen by seasonal rains become both barrier and gauntlet, where crocodiles lie in wait beneath muddy waters. The crossing is chaos. Adults and calves plunge into the currents, struggling against exhaustion, trampling and the snapping jaws below. Many do not survive, but for those who do, the green promise of the Mara awaits. Predators shadow the moving herds. Lions and hyenas seize opportunities in the confusion, while cheetahs and leopards stalk the fringes, targeting the young and the weak. Even the smallest calves must summon the strength to keep pace, their survival hinging on the herd's unity. As the rains return to the south, the herds turn back, retracing their steps across the endless plains. The migration is a cycle of hope and hardship, a living testament to endurance and instinct. Every step shapes the Serengeti, carving trails that have endured for millennia. In this vast, untamed world, the Odyssey continues, an eternal dance of life and death beneath the African sky. Above the endless plains and winding rivers, another migration unfolds, one less thunderous, but no less vital. The Serengeti sky is alive with wings. Over 500 bird species call this region home, from the vivid lilac-breasted roller to the imposing secretary bird stalking the grasslands on long stilt-like legs. With the shifting seasons, flocks of storks, swallows, and raptors arrive and depart, tracing ancient aerial highways that span continents. Some, like the Eurasian bee-eater, journey thousands of miles to nest among the acacia branches, their arrival marking the subtle turn of the season. Others, such as the crowned crane, are lifelong residents, their haunting calls echoing across the marshes at dawn. Nesting is an act of ingenuity and adaptation. Weaver birds craft intricate, hanging nests from blades of grass, their colonies swaying in the breeze like living ornaments. Ground-nesting lapwings and ostriches rely on camouflage, blending their speckled eggs into the sun-baked earth. High in the canopy, vultures and eagles raise their young in imposing stick platforms, ever watchful for threats below. Every bird plays a role in the Serengeti's complex web of life. Sunbirds pollinate wildflowers, hornbills disperse seeds, and oxpeckers rid buffalo and giraffes of parasites. Raptors regulate populations of rodents and reptiles, while scavengers like marabou storks and vultures cleanse the land with their tireless foraging. In the golden light of dusk, flocks gather and wheel above the plains, a living tapestry woven by instinct and adaptation. Their songs and calls are the Serengeti's chorus, a reminder that life here is not only a struggle for survival, but also a celebration of resilience and renewal, borne aloft on wings. The Serengeti is a land sculpted by extremes. Here, the rhythm of life is set not only by the gentle turn of seasons, but also by nature's most dramatic forces, droughts and floods. When the rains fail, the grasslands wither to golden dust. Rivers shrink to narrow ribbons, and watering holes become rare sanctuaries. Thirst drives zebras and wildebeest across vast distances in search of the last pools, while elephants dig deep into dry riverbeds, unearthing hidden reserves of water for themselves and countless others. Plants respond in quiet resilience. Grasses drop seeds, lying dormant beneath the cracked earth until the rains return. Acacias shed leaves to conserve moisture, their thorny branches becoming havens for birds and insects. Even the resilient baobab, swollen with stored water, stands as a silent testament to endurance. Then, as if on cue, the skies open. Torrential rains transform the landscape overnight. Floodwaters surge across the plains, refilling rivers and lakes. The land bursts into green, and dormant seeds awaken in a rush of life. Frogs emerge from hiding to breed in temporary pools, and fish appear in newly formed channels, carried in by floodwaters from distant sources. But abundance brings its own challenges. Floods can displace ground-nesting birds, drown termite mounds, and strand young animals. Predators adapt, taking advantage of the new terrain, while herbivores must navigate treacherous crossings. The ebb and flow of water reshapes the balance of power, rewarding those who can adapt quickly. Over years and decades, these cycles of drought and deluge carve the Serengeti's biodiversity. Some species thrive on change, while others teeter on the edge, their survival a delicate dance with the elements. In this ever-shifting mosaic, resilience is the greatest currency. Through hardship and renewal, the Serengeti endures, a living testament to the power of adaptation and the relentless pulse of life. Beneath the open sky and sweeping plains, the Serengeti conceals a secret universe, microhabitats teeming with life, often hidden in plain sight. Each termite mound is a skyscraper of the savanna, built grain by grain, housing millions of industrious termites. Within these cathedral-like structures, temperatures remain steady and humidity is carefully regulated, creating a sanctuary for not just termites, but also snakes, monitor lizards, and even burrowing owls seeking refuge in abandoned chambers. Sink lower, and the earth reveals a labyrinth of burrows. Here, aardvarks slumber away the heat of day, while mongooses huddle in communal dens safe from prowling predators above. In the cool darkness, rodents and insects weave their own stories of survival, rarely seen by the daylight wanderer. High above, the tree canopies form a lush green metropolis. Branches cradle sleeping leopards, while troops of vervet monkeys leap from limb to limb, foraging for fruit and insects. Tiny sunbirds flit between blossoms, sipping nectar, and chameleons blend seamlessly with shifting leaves, their slow, deliberate movements a study in patience. Each of these hidden worlds is a stage for intricate dramas, predation, partnership, and adaptation. These microhabitats connect the vast Serengeti, providing shelter, food, and breeding grounds for countless species. In the shadows and the heights, the Serengeti's true complexity is revealed. Not just a plain, but a patchwork of miniature kingdoms where life endures and thrives in the smallest of spaces. Across the endless plains of the Serengeti, an ancient performance unfolds, a delicate, relentless dance between predator and prey. Every movement, every decision is shaped by the primal need to survive. In the golden light of dawn, a pride of lions stalks a herd of wildebeest, their bodies low, muscles tense, eyes locked on the weakest link. Each step is measured, silent, a blend of patience and power. Nearby, a coalition of cheetahs scans the horizon, their gaze sharp, their strategy built on speed and surprise. When the chase begins, it is a blur of motion and dust, with only the swiftest escaping their pursuit. But the story does not end with the hunters. The prey, too, are masters of survival. Gazelles gather in vigilant herds, their senses attuned to the faintest rustle in the grass. Zebras rely on confusion, bold stripes blending together as they bolt in unison, making it hard for predators to single out a target. Wildebeest form protective circles, adults shielding their young, ready to stampede at the first sign of danger. Each species has evolved unique tactics. Hyenas work together using endurance and teamwork to wear down their quarry. Leopards, solitary and secretive, rely on stealth, ambushing from the shadows, vanishing before the savanna fully wakes. Even the smallest hunters, like servals, use their oversized ears to detect the subtlest movement of rodents beneath the grass, pouncing with surgical precision. This intricate web of life is not defined by cruelty, but by necessity. Every hunt, every escape, is part of a grand, self-regulating system. The predators keep the herds healthy, culling the weak and the sick, while the prey drive the evolution of sharper senses and swifter legs. Through this unending struggle, the Serengeti remains in balance, a living testament to the resilience and adaptability of life. Here in this wild theatre, the rules are unwritten but understood by all. Survival is earned, and every creature has its role. The eternal dance continues, as it has for millennia, a breathtaking testament to the interconnectedness of nature.